Good evening, everyone. So it's a pleasure to be here. Special thanks to AI Exchange team and AWS team. My name is Artur. I'm working as in IHV Alliances team at Canonical. So technically, we enable partners to build something in the AI space, and not only the AI space or everything. So it means that we are enabling them to build something that helps us to, drive the human progress in the end. So my talk will be about how global technology alliances actually enable AI success, because AI is not just one technology. It's a combination of different technologies that actually at that specific period of time became viable and usable, because one of the things that's happening that without enough data, without storing the data, without accommodating the data, AI will never happen. So because there's nothing to train it on. So every new advancement is actually built on a joint collaboration of different companies, different people, and in the end we have what we have today. So a very brief understanding how the technology alliances are actually affecting AI success and progress as well. So first of all, of course, it's about AI technology convergence. I already mentioned that. So AI is not just a single technology. It's neural networks, it's data processing, it's analytics, it's all of the much simpler, so to say, technologies that in combination provides the experience we have today. And this is done by different companies, like, for example, Google contributed to neural networks, for instance, and some other things were contributing to other things. So companies build this together, and now we can use it as a platform, as a standard, through everything, as a service even today. For example, without GPUs, by NVIDIA will never get something that we are supposed to be doing by using parallel, calculations. And originally it was designed for something else. It was designed for, playing computer games originally. So all of that. But eventually it came to this point. So that brings us to the next point: is that infrastructure and data partnerships are actually the way we work together. For example, AWS provide infrastructure for startups as a service, and as well provide training models that they can consume to find their hypothesis or anything. So, and it's just like a standard practice today, and it's was never happening if we didn't have other players buying. Working with us. Big tech strategic alliances, for instance, companies like Anthropic has a partnership with AWS to build, models to work together that enables this in a different scale. AI-driven ecosystems. So it's like alliances and partnership is not just about companies working. It's also the community. It's also, universities. It's also startups. It's also open source. It's all about open source, to be honest. Many things done by that. And it's also meetups like this, because it enables how we drive the joint collaboration. And of course, the next future is about human AI collaboration, when we talk about how we'll use agents, how we'll use integrations, how we'll use this in the future progress. So what's Canonical's story? I don't know, maybe you heard about Canonical. I don't know if you did, but I will give some insight what the Canonical is company about. So we have, there are some other companies like that. You have one product that's more popular than the company name itself. We're the company behind Ubuntu. So we actually created this Linux operation system. It's de facto one of the major Linuxes in the world. And it's the only maybe open source Linux that you can use. Means that we don't have enterprise Linux, we don't have open source. It's the same operation system, accessible for everyone. The only thing we do from commercial perspective, we just provide support for our customers and integrations with tools, and also work with partners. The company itself has a headquarters in London, so we're a UK company. Founded in 2004 by South African and British entrepreneur Mark Shuttleworth. He's still our CEO and still running the company. And we are looking to enable open source for multiple use cases. And open source is an enabler for AI today, because, of course, Without open source concept, we will never have containers, we'll never have Kubernetes, and we will never have other toolings that will be built on top of it. In our offering, what we do, we provide open source consumable for our partners, customers, in a way that they can build the AI store easily. Just this is our commercial offer. I will not put too much into that, but like we are a real enterprise company from this perspective, but we make money in two major things. One is about support, when we provide support for open source toolings, and also professional services that we build together to make the things work. This is just a brief overview of our product portfolio. So we cover everything from the operation system to the infrastructure layer to the layer of open source applications like Kafka, Spark. All the tools that you might be using for your AI workloads is actually covered by our open source support model, which is the benefit we try to do. And actually the plan of the company in the long term to make a super distribution of open source means that open source will be available for everyone under one support subscription. We're going into this direction, and we are working with many partners across the market to enable that. So this is about partnerships and alliances, how we build that. So of course we have silicon and cloud. So silicon providers, companies like NVIDIA, AMD, Intel, all are certified with our OS to build AI workloads. And we work with all the major public clouds, including AWS. And I think I will just share that what we do with them, what's the integration points we have. The next level is about IHVs and ISVs. Mostly I work with IHVs. So IHV is hardware vendors like Dell, HP, Lenovo, all of them. So we have a joint solutions to build infrastructure for AI together with them. We have reference architectures together with silicon providers, and de facto the NVIDIA AI factory is also based on Canonical solutions inside because it's based on open source, and we have this integration together. ISVs is software vendors like VMware. We have recently signed one of them for containers, open source containers support as well. There's a big, announcement we did recently. Companies like ACP and whatever. The next point is devices. So the point is that Linux enables not only AI in the data center, but also inside the devices, edge solutions, and place where, for example, you need to put AI in a robot, in a small, device somewhere to explore the opportunity here. And we have even a specific version of Ubuntu for this use case. It's called Ubuntu Core. And we have big partners with whom we build these solutions together. GSIs, we will have a presentation from one of our GSIs, who is also our partner. GSIs are also helping us to build solutions for large projects, large scale projects, where we need to be fully integrated with everything. And of course, the channel partners to drive the joint collaboration. This is just a very brief explanation how we partner with different players, and that builds the overall experience that you have as our customers, partners, alliances, whatever. Just of course, because this event is definitely driven by AWS, I wanted to add something what we do with AWS as one of the major partners for us. First of all, Linux is de facto standard for all AI workloads today from the operation system perspective. And Ubuntu is #1 for MLOps. So we just get it because we're accessible, we are very popular across developers, and everything you do is done on that. It's pretty good desktop as well. I'm using it myself. I never used Linux before, by the way. It's just my first Linux experience, but it's amazing. I love it. So, and the other point is that 90% of public cloud OS is actually Linux-based. Means that everyone who works in the cloud or actually works on cloud infrastructure, they use Linux as a standard, and 60% of all public cloud virtual machines are based on Ubuntu. It's across not only AWS, across all the big three, so to say. So we are kind of one of the major drivers to build AI solutions from the operation system perspective. And what's our strategy with AWS? How we help our customers to use and consume open source using also the AWS infrastructure. So our plan is to become the #1 professional Linux on AWS. This is what our strategy is and how we position ourselves in this particular space. And of course, we have providing with our Ubuntu Pro, which is our support subscription, full open source software security for the entire stack, support for open source tools to build UI infrastructure solutions. We actually expand on containers with AWS EKS service. So we have some integrations with their Kubernetes services. We also provide migrations from other operation systems to Ubuntu, which may be useful in the cases where our customers want to build a different or hybrid types of environments. And we're also part of the AWS marketplace. So it means like our offer, standard offer, is available for any customer of AWS inside the platform. So technically, this is just a very brief overview what we do with AWS, but we're not limited to these partnerships. We do some other things. Me personally, I'm part of the IHV team. So IHV, those partners who build on-prem clouds. So on-prem and mostly, but not only on-prem, we also participate in modern sovereign places. We're building like GPU as a service for our customers. And we work together with these IHVs who actually provide the hardware. And for IHVs, how we enable AI, of course, IHVs try to position themselves as AI companies. And by IHVs, I mean Dell, Lenovo, HP, and they try to invest in this space and try to position themselves as AI providers. What we do, we certify our Linux for their infrastructure. We also build joint solutions together. By joint solutions, I mean there's reference architectures, for infrastructure, how you can build it. I will show you some examples. We have collaborations with ISVs and joint AI proposals. So we actually work with some software vendors to build a finished product and combine it all together as a ready-to-go solution for them. And of course, reference architectures, which I'll show a few of them. For example, this one is reference architecture. It's like actually based on the Dell document, so it's publicly available. It's actually on top of NVIDIA with some of the components here with InfiniBand, Ubuntu, LTS, Dell hardware components. So it's just give you a reference how to build something like a fully functional AI infrastructure solution. And there is even documents behind it. Of course, we test all of that in the back end. We try it on the Dell labs. We integrate it into a solution stack, and we present it to the customers as a reference they can use to build the AI infrastructure. And this is actually make things much more easier because those components are from different vendors. There's lots of open source here, but you never know which component is best. The other example with AMD, for instance, this is just with AMD offering as well. But to be honest, most of the current infrastructures are based on NVIDIA, but we work with all of them. We also work with some niche players as well to build these solutions together. This is just one slide I wanted to put publicly. So because we are participating with vendors in some kind of a joint events, and they position different vendors for the AI ecosystem and toolings. This was photo made on Dell Tech Forum in New York. So this is on the main stage. I was there, and you see that Canonical is part of the AI story from AI/ML tooling, and as well as in orchestration and tooling. So in two points. So we definitely part of it, and again, the benefit is just not being like a company that provides everything. The benefit is just collaboration of different companies and providing this, access to technology with a most easy and consumable form. That's technically it. So I just, share this QR code if you would like to connect. This is just actually linked to my LinkedIn. If you would like to have connected, I'm more than happy to have you connected.